We have Keith McDonnell, Director of KMI Group. So, Keith, thank you for joining us here at Sigma Asia 2026.
Thank you, Jefferson. Pleasure to be here.
Let's dive into our first question, and it is Asian markets. So, which Asian markets do you think are closest to regulation, and what signs should operators watch for?
This is the question I've been asked most over the last 15 years, and probably still the answer is the same. The reality is the Philippines is still the only truly regulated market in the region and is likely to stay so for at least a couple of years. From what I hear and who I speak to, there's rumors that Thailand may be next. There's talk of 7 licenses being issued for online gambling operators. But to get one of those licenses, you have to have a partnership with a land-based casino. So really now, if operators are serious about Thailand, they have to be establishing relationships with these land-based casinos. Another one that's mentioned quite a lot is Vietnam. But Vietnam was talked about during the Russia World Cup in 2018, again 1 or 2 years ago, and still we're no closer. I think the problem, Jefferson, is political instability doesn't help. So when there's regime changes, it's almost back to square one in these countries. So my answer today is the same as it was probably 10 years ago. It's still a while away, but operators need to be doing the groundwork to get themselves known in these countries with the powers that be if they truly want to go into those markets when things do open up.
So, lots of potentials, yet lots of variables that could be considered as well too. What separates operators that successfully scale across Asia from those that fail to expand beyond one market?
That's really true localization. So I've seen both examples. I've seen operators from the UK, for example, and other European countries come to Asia and think that by sticking 88 at the end of their brand name, they're localizing. That's not how it works. They need to truly understand the market. They need to understand the culture, the way the locals think, and their product requirements. So really the only way that they can do that is not back from their ivory towers in Europe or wherever else. They need to partner with local experts who are immersed in society in the regions they're moving into. Those that have done well have done that, and they've retained the same partner for years. Those that haven't have tried to do it with their Western thinking or their non-Asian thinking, and they're the ones that have failed.
So, focus a lot on local expectations in a way, right here. Do you think Asia is moving toward more unified regulation, or will fragmentation remain the reality?
I think fragmentation will remain the reality. If we look at the countries that we've talked about for, potential regulation in the future, they all have very different political stability issues. They've got different cultural requirements. They've got different government transparencies, product requirements. So it's impossible to have a unified or semi-unified set of regulations applying to multiple countries. So I think there will not be any sort of pan-Asian regulation. It'll be a case of, individual regulation based on local requirements. Now, I think what will happen, though, is that other countries like Thailand and Vietnam will be looking very closely at what's happening in the Philippines and seeing what sort of a job PAGCOR are doing and taking the successes from that and applying it at generic level to the local requirements in their countries. But absolutely fragmentation will evolve as those countries start to open up.
Something to look forward to, right? In the near future, different countries, different jurisdictions to appease whatever they're looking forward to or the goals that they're trying to achieve.
Absolutely.
How will tighter enforcement and compliance reshape competition for operators in Asia over the next few years?
So operators are going to need to think really hard about their in-house legal expertise or the legal expertise they partner with, because they're going to need a true understanding of what the regulation requires before they can operate successfully, legally, and on a sustained basis. I think having business development teams that understand strategic geopolitical issues as well, immerse themselves in the region before they go live or even acquire a company or set up. Again, it's about understanding the culture. I've seen companies here this week that, thankfully it's the 3rd or 4th time I've seen people from those companies here. So they're not just coming down once, thinking they understand the market, leaving and then opening up. They're really trying to understand it And again, that's going to give these companies a chance when they do open up to succeed and to sustain and, to really be profitable at the end of the day. Because if they don't, and they don't deliver product and service and payments and marketing that the local market are going to understand, they'll be gone pretty quickly.
Glad to hear that some stakeholders are really taking their time to really slow down, really understand the situation on a, I guess, short term and long term. Keith, thank you for the great insights. Thank you very much for, again, giving us your knowledge, your expertise here. Keith McDonnell, Director, KMI Group. Thank you.
Thank you, Jefferson.